What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB here today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, season number 12, episode number 8, which is titled Head Over Heels. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into tonight's video. All right, you guys. So since this was like a Cynthia-centric episode, ooh, damn. Do I want to end with Cynthia or do I want to end with Kenya? Questions. I think we're going to end with Kenya. I think we're going to end with Cynthia and Kenya. But we're going to start with Porsha. Bye, Ashley. Bye, Ashley. So, yeah, Porsha's going to be like simple, quick, and easy. And I love Porsha. But we see Porsha. She's at her crib. You know, she has little PJ and she had a cake. And I'm like, wait a minute. Whose cake is this for? Like, because I'm like, this can't be for Porsha's birthday because Porsha's birthday is in June. And they started filming a little bit after Porsha's birthday. So I'm like, this is not Porsha's birthday. And lo and behold, it is Dennis' birthday. I'm like, oh. So after the counseling session, we back on good terms with Dennis. I mean, I guess, Porsha, if that's what you like, I love it. Can't, I ain't judging. A little bit, but not that much. So, they just talking because they're talking about, because they're talking about this trip to Toronto, which is coming up next fucking week. Are you guys excited for Toronto? I'm excited for Toronto. So, they just talking, and we see that Dennis is ready to put the ring back on Porsha's finger. Now, I remember on Watch What Happens Live, not the last time she was on it with David Allen Greer. Yes, actually, yes, it was. When she was on it with David Allen Greer. She talked about the engagement ring. She got re-engaged with the same fucking ring. I'd be like, I'd be hot damn. The same ring that you ended up having to give back to this nigga? Nah. Nigga, try again. You're going to have to go buy me a whole new motherfucking ring. But again, you know what? If Porsha likes it, I love it. And I'm not going to judge my girl Porsha. But we're going to move on. All right, so next we're going to talk about Candy. So we see Candy and Todd. So they are at this, place where he wants to open up this Mexican restaurant. It's Ole G? O-L, it's O-L-E with the ampersand above it and G. So for, Ole. That don't make a lot of sense though. Ole G. Oh, well, that really does not make a lot of sense when you think about it. It's O-L-E with the ampersand. I think that's how you pronounce that. With the little ampersand tilde, whichever one is called, and the G. First of all, do they know anything about Mexican food? Like, I mean, I'm all behind, entrepreneurs doing, and I think that's what Candy was trying to get, talk to Todd about. Like, you have a lot of things in the pot. We have OLG. We got OLG2. We got the one that's in the stadium. Do they have 3 of them? Or is it just 2? But, I mean, yeah, they got OLG all over it, pretty much all over Atlanta. So, the whole thing is, and then y'all got a baby on the way. So, it's just like, we got a lot going on, Todd. And then Candy also said that this has, this place where they are for this Mexican restaurant, that's been there about, they've been it's been in the same state for about 6 to 8 months. And I'm like, damn. So is it opening? Is it not opening? And then she says you also were trying to do the OLG breakfast. Now mind, I get it. Capitalization. Nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like I feel like Todd is doing a little bit too much. Like he's putting too much on him. And I get it. Kenny even mentioned it. People always talk about how Todd got with her and, it's her money. And then when he was talking about how much it's going to cost to do everything, it all totaled up to be like, what, $660,000. I'm like, God damn, that's a lot of fucking money for some renovation. And then he also had this trucking thing. And I'm like, okay, yeah, Todd, I see the vision. I definitely do see the vision. But at the same time, it's all about execution. Get one thing started. Get one thing jumping and started. And then once that thing is, booming, bringing in a lot of money, then let's say, okay, what can we do next? Then go to the next thing. Once that's up and booming, making money, boom, let's go to the next thing. So what you could do is the OLG2 is open. OLG2 is making a profit. And it's making a profit. Then you can be like, okay, let's look at OLG breakfast. Open OLG breakfast. Get the customers coming there. Get the money flowing in. Okay, OLG breakfast is doing good. Let's try Ole, oh, whatever the hell it is. Let's try the Mexican restaurant. Mexican restaurant booming, popping, making the money. Then, let's look at this trucking shit. And then, trucking stuff gets the booming and going. Then you can see what's next. But to do 3 to 4 things at the same time, I just think it is. I just don't think it's. I'm not gonna say it's not smart. I just don't think it's. Well, I guess I can say it's not smart. I'm not saying it's not smart in the sense that like smart. Logistically wise, I think at the same time, you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. If one of them fails, what are you gonna? You got 3 other things to fall back on, but just don't put all your eggs in one. Don't count all your whatever the saying is. It's midnight here, and I'm tired. But don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch. That was the saying I was trying to say. Don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch. But that's just basically what it is. Just be logical, my brother. Think about it. Let's move on. All right, so now we're going to talk about Cynthia. So Cynthia, I can actually kind of sum Cynthia up in a few minutes. So we see earlier in the episode, we saw Mike. He was with Cynthia's family, and he was just asking them for Cynthia's hand in marriage, which, everybody was like, cool, we got that. So then we see Mike with his 2 daughters and Noelle, so they're going to go get the ring because he's going to propose to Cynthia. So then we see Cynthia. She's meeting up with Marlo, and she's having lunch with her. And basically, what it is with Cynthia wants to get down to the bottom of Snakegate. She wants to know if Marlo was the one that recorded her. And Marlo was like, I can't believe that you think that I did that. She's like, when have you ever said anything bad about Nene around me? She's like, I don't think I did. She says, exactly. She says, and then, and I actually 100% believe Marlo. And I'm going to tell you guys the reason why I believe Marlo. Because Marlo was advocating when they were in New York for those 2 to get together and to apologize to each other. Someone who could, if Marlo could sit there and advocate for them to, talk to each other, apologize to each other, I don't see her being the type to be like, let me record Cynthia allegedly talking shit about Nene. I just don't see that. I really don't. Like it would be weird for her to be like, I want y'all to apologize to each other and talk to each other, but I'm gonna throw Cynthia under the bus. Doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Exactly. I'm still keep with who I think is behind Snakegate. I think it is Giovanna. You cannot tell me that unless there's somebody outside of the show that we don't know that they have a mutual friendship with or acquaintanceship with. My money is on Giovanna, and I'm gonna tell you why I think it's Giovanna. Because we're gonna get into it when we get to the wine, cellar, which is coming up. But Marlo said it wasn't her, and I believe her. So then we see all the girls there at the wine cellar, with the exception of Lanithia Leaks. So, Marlo gives Cynthia a card, and the card is from Nene, and Cynthia reads the card. She got a little emotional about it. The only person who, however, I think all the girls got a little emotional. The only person that did not get emotional in that situation, Porsha. Porsha was like, girl, fuck that. She should be, if she, because technically she didn't apologize. And even when Kenya showed up, Kenya read the card, and Kenya was like, girl, this is not a fucking apology. The fuck? But yeah. So then thirsty ass Giovanna comes up to Cynthia talking about, oh, did you get your card from Nene? She's very apologetic. Girl, shut the fuck up. Like at this point, Giovanna is like making herself desperately thirsty. And it's obvious. Like, go play in the wind. Go do something. Like, fix them baby hairs. Do something. So where are we at? So now Kenya, like I said, Kenya showed up. Kenya opened up her big ass mouth talking about she thinks that Mike was gonna propose to Cynthia, and Candy was looking at her like, "Girl, why the fuck would you do that? I told you that, and I didn't expect for you to tell Cynthia." She's like, "Oh, but Cynthia don't believe it because Cynthia's like, well, her mama's not here." And then Cynthia's mama walked in. I'm like, "Oh my fucking god, Kenya." I was actually with Candy. Candy was pissed, but we then did see Mike. He proposed to Cynthia. Cynthia said yes. The only thing that I want to say something about is that wig that Cynthia had on. That wig was horrible. That wig was ugly. That wig was a mess. Burn that wig, Cynthia. Don't ever let that wig see the light of day again. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So let's close this episode out with Kenya. So we see Kenya and her asshole. They heading to dinner, and she tells him about Mike and Cynthia getting engaged, and how she opened her mouth. Now I will say I was on his side with this one, that she should have kept her mouth closed, much like what Candy said. So then they start to talk about the car. I'm just like, so are y'all arguing about Kenya's car that she bought? Okay. And there is absolutely, I'm sorry, I have to say this, but there is absolutely no chemistry between Kenya and Mark. Like, there is zero chemistry between those two. I just don't see it. I really don't see it. No chemistry. So they finally make it to the restaurant that they're going to eat at. So, they did a wife swap or a girlfriend swap or fiance swap, whatever you want to call it. Wife swap and fiance swap. So, Kenya's talking about how she's already made plans for the wedding. I'm like, damn, they just got engaged and you've already made plans. And it's their wedding. Okay. I mean, if you say so. So then, she and Mark talk about their engagement or lack thereof of engagement. She showed up at his place and he said, "Oh, I guess you're taking off the market now," and showed her the ring. I'm like, wait a minute. That was an engagement and you said yes. The fact that she said yes to that speak volumes. Like, really? Okay, I mean, if you say so. And he didn't even get on his knee. Okay, Kenya, I'm not judging you. I'm really not. So then, Kenya's talking about what the top two things in her life were. Number one was what meaning with Miss USA, then her wedding, and she never once mentioned her baby. I'm like, damn, you just forgot about your child, huh? But okay. So then they start talking about prenups. Mark, he's not, he wasn't really here for the prenup. And he said that they never talked about it. And Kenya said, yes, we did. And then they just arguing back and forth. I'm like, damn, you would really think that y'all been married for like 7, 8 plus years. But y'all only been married for what? Wait, how long have they been married? 2 years? This is not a good sign with those two. So, he talks about, he told Kenya she could have everything. He could just rebuild. I mean, okay. And, like and the thing with Mark is rude as fuck to me, to be quite honest with you. So, he's telling Kenya how he doesn't like the fact that she's so flashy. But my thing is, if it's her money, she wants to buy this shit, let her buy it. It ain't your money, so you cannot tell this woman what she can and cannot do. So then he starts talking about how, he likes Nene, despite the fact that his wife has a big-ass issue with her, and the fact that she said last year that she's having a fucking buffalo. But he's still cool with Nene. She's always been nice and respectful to him. She introduced him to Greg. I'm like, bruh. Even Mike said it. Nene has been respectful toward him. But the fact that she is against his woman, he gonna stand up for his woman. I'm like, that's what a man is supposed to do. Take up for your woman. But, maybe Mark don't know that philosophy. I don't know. But, you guys, that was basically it for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Next week is when we get into the shit in Toronto. So, you guys, be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop any videos. Also, share this video, and I will catch you guys later for Married to Medicine. Peace out.